What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
You know, I make a lot of good choices in my life, Greg.
I'm going to fix your head.
And Cool Greg said, do you want the small Red Bull or the big Red Bull? And I went big. Have not regretted it.
How small is a small Red Bull?
It's like a little smaller.
This is
Oh,
like
you know what? No, yeah, I have
This
seen
is a 12
those
ouncer.
before.
That's like an 8 ouncer.
The regular size.
8-ouncer.
You know,
You know you have a problem when like you're just
When you can recognize
willy-nilly
them.
throwing on things.
My God, I did a show last night and one of the other comics, I was like, I'm going to get a Red Bull and a beef stick. Do you want one? And he's like, sure. And we sat outside a shitty dive bar in the Mission eating beef sticks and drinking Red Bulls.
See, that's
good night.
That's the funny thing about us is we all hang out together so much. We're around each other all the time. Where it's just like our lives are normal to each other.
Sure.
So Nick being fucking weird with what he eats
Sure.
and drinks is just like whenever you're like, Tim, you want to go get a fucking the 10th coffee of the day? I'm just like, yeah. Whereas normal people would be like, are you fucking kidding me? That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
It was
You
similar
know?
to at Extra Life this year. By the way, this is 30 for 30, verified on Instagram. Baby Blues, second best blue eyes in San Francisco.
That's true.
Let him host. Hashtag at Tim Gettys.
All hail the verified one.
It's me.
Hey, take us to your
him, all things are possible.
At Extra Life, when Nick put on the wheel, Greg tries to sell you a story without laughing. And when we hit it, and everyone else in the room who doesn't work here is like, what about it? And then I was like,
You
literally,
couldn't do
"Oof,
it.
you sure?
First,
And I
the
started
best
laughing.
part is you hit it like 3 times in a row. And at one point, you almost got out of 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But your
Yeah.
wife, Jen made the most wife comment. And you don't really know until you get married.
Yeah.
But she just went, you just started fucking laughing. My least favorite thing about Extra Life is that we never landed on Jared Petty tells you a story in the kitchen.
Right.
Because
The
I wanted
most,
that to be Tim.
When you're staying up for 24 hours, eventually you get to that point where it's almost like you're patting the knuckles in the boxing glove. Like you're there to have a good time, but then you're putting a little bit of metal in there because like now it's like we're going to cut closer to the
gotta go
core.
hard.
The jokes are going to come in a little close to the core. And
Yeah.
that's how Nick wanted to really take Jared Petty down a notch.
The best
You son
kind
of
of
a
joke
bitch.
I've noticed is the one
One that
that's
really plays on a
51%
personal fear.
insulting, 49% funny to everyone around
I think
you.
it's the other way.
Is
right?
it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you should be aiming for. More funny than insulting.
It was a funny joke,
That's
and Jared took
probably
it
true.
as a funny joke.
Of course
and he
he
still
did.
brings it up to me every so
He
often.
knows we. Oh, that means he was morbidly.
No, he
offended by it.
brings it up as,
51-49.
do you want me to tell you a story in the kitchen?
Every time I'm in the kitchen, he threatens me with a story.
I know.
Yeah.
He's a good
It's
guy.
fun. The first part is to acknowledge it. You know, that's the 12-step program, right?
It is the
Acknowledgement.
12-step process.
Eventually, 2-3 years from now, we'll get him to tell us the stories, but
Condensed?
truncated.
I don't want him to be condensed. I like a good Jared Petty yarn.
The thing about Jared is that when you talk to him, he actually, like every single time, makes an attempt to connect with you.
Sure.
And I really respect that. We were talking yesterday about some stuff, and I was like, oh man, yeah, we're really, like, we're getting into this. It's great. It's just hard because the pace of our lifestyle is a lot, does not leave room for that a lot.
The thing
oftentimes.
about Jared Petty, and this is now the Jared Petty over Jared Petty show, is that he is incapable of
Being insincere.
superficial friendships.
He's like
and I'm not saying like I'm a superficial person or something to that effect,
You
or
are.
I'm not using a negative thing, but it is that thing of, oh my God, you're coming to San Francisco, we should hang out, which to me means I would really like to spend time with you. I really would. But I have a boatload of other things to do, and it'll probably never happen. But we should. That's
Right.
something that should happen in a perfect world that
Right.
won't happen.
I want you
If
to
Jared
know-
Petty's like, oh, you're coming down? We should hang out. That means he's going to go to every length to hang out with you
Yeah.
and do everything possible to make it all work.
Yeah, see, I do it all the time where I'm like, oh man, we should totally catch up.
Yeah.
But what I'm
That'll
saying,
never happen.
What I'm saying to you is,
We should.
I value you.
Right.
Just
should.
not enough to actually make time for you.
Exactly.
I want you to know I still care about you, just not enough to actually spend one single solitary second more than I have to with you. And that's what that means.
Yeah.
people, yeah.
There, people need to understand there's stratas, right? Like there's the strata of what I want to do.
Yeah.
Sit on the couch and play video games.
Yeah.
Jen
That,
Portillo.
that was one of the things that's really hard to explain to people. And I think for the most part, most people in my life are as busy as I am. But every once in a while, you get the one person who's just like, I got nothing really to do, and I'm like, I can't. You know.
I'm coming to San
You're
Francisco.
driving
You
in
want
the
a dinner
slow
this
lane.
week?
I'm driving in the fast lane.
You're coming to San Francisco this week, and you want to get dinner? No, this week's been booked for a month and a half.
Yeah, it's hard.
I can't get out. I can't.
So
do nothing.
popular.
And then on the one night that it is free,
I want to just.
I'd really like to just fucking do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stare
my
at the
pants
goddamn
off,
wall.
Take my pants off. Throw them out the door.
See, then there's the problem of people like
Let it all
Gia,
hang out.
where she's just like, she has FOMO to the nth degree.
Sure.
And cannot say no to a plan. Even if it means double triple, even quadruple booking
I don't
something.
like this.
Which is like, hey, remember that night that we said that we were not going to do anything? We're doing 4 things tonight. I'm like, no, please no. And then I usually can get out of 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I still have to do the other 2.
But the other
And
2,
at that point, if I'm already out.
it's always you. And every time
fuck
you tell me
Kevin,
things, you tell me that you had to do things with Gia, and I can see, I'm like, wow, if I wanted to torture Tim, those would be the 2 things I'd make him do. It's always the 2. It's always like somebody's got a live show, a stage, like a 1-person show they got to go to, and they drag you out to it, and it's the worst.
That's so true. That is so true. Kevin Quilla from kindoffunny.com. You got something to say?
Can we now start referring to those as Gia dates?
No.
Why?
Because
That'll get back to her. That'll get back
No,
to
they
her.
can get
Because
back
we-
to her.
like,
She knows.
I'm stuck with Kevin
She's
plans.
well aware.
You're stuck with Kevin dates.
No, Kevin. What
Plans. It's plans. Kevin
yeah.
plans.
Might just call him Kevin Date.
Kevin's plans always involve going to the dump.
It's a truck.
Always.
It's a
It
truck in
always ends at the
IKEA.
dump.
It's a truck in
Guys, I gotta
IKEA.
just make it's been a great night. It's 2:00 in the morning. I just gotta make a quick stop at the dump real quick to pick
I'm
something
doing
up.
it for
It's always
you,
to pick something
you
up.
asshole.
Pick something
You're like, what
up.
are you getting at the dump? What are
I've
you gonna
never
get?
picked anything up at the dump. And the biggest thing I've ever dropped off at the dump is a piano. A full upright piano.
Vanessa Carlton was in the back playing as you went to the dump.
She's like, Kevin, you didn't tell her to go to the dump.
I love this piano.
supposed to go to the-
Here's my question for you, Tim.
Yeah, what's your
And I
question?
know this is going to sound bold and ludicrous, so don't laugh me out of the room, everybody. Okay. How hard? And it's one question. A question: how hard does Gia need to push to make this happen? And then part 2: how close do you think it's actually going to happen? What are the odds of her getting you to Orange Theory?
It's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, I thought so. I can't
Man,
wait
I'm
for that.
getting-
I can't wait for that game over.
I think that's a bad idea
Me too.
because I think that you don't enjoy physical exertion on that level. I think you're going to do it and you're going to be like, fuck this.
Oh, yeah.
If I were Gia, I'd be like, let's ease him in with like a nice,
Yoga?
easy yoga class or something that's like more relaxing than it is strenuous, and
Yeah.
then build from there so you can actually like realize the psychological and like physical benefits of it, and enjoy like the 45-minute long class, not the pulse pounding. You're a fucking warrior. Let's go do the circuit like that shit. I don't even like doing that kind of stuff. I don't
Yeah.
like the Barry's boot camp stuff. It's just too much.
Kevin Quilla from kindoffunny.com.
Just so you know, this is now affecting my life.
Mm-hmm.
She convinced Paula to go, and now Paula's like, we should all go together.
I'm not doing
I'm not
that.
fucking about
I won't
that.
lie
I
to you.
refuse to go with
I
Kevin.
won't lie to you. I would pay to see that. Tim and Gia upside Paula and Kevin doing Orange Theory.
A plan
No.
is forming as we speak.
No.
I'll do it. You know when I say I'll pay to see it, I mean I'll just pay to come to the class. But here's the agreement: is that we all wear the Kind of Funny Live spandex blue leotards and then the pink shorts.
I'm gonna.
Embarrass
Just-
them out
just
of it.
so
I
you
like
know,
it.
No, I don't know.
Gyms don't like it when you come in like joke mode. Like
Here's
especially, like,
just
classes.
so
I don't
you
like
know,
gyms.
I was gonna do the workout. All right, I'm gonna do the workout. I'm just gonna be comfortable, and I'm gonna be matching my bros.
Will you be comfortable? Those aren't the most comfortable things.
They suck.
Dude,
Those
it's
suck.
like you're wearing nothing at all.
Those are they're so hot. They just lock in the heat in
Moisture.
your grundle.
Sure,
Run
but then it's just like when you were in high school, or not when you
In
were
your humble
not like
bundle.
when we were, but like when you watched other people in high school and they need to drop weight for the football team or wrestling, they run around in garbage bags. Same idea.
They do. Yeah, sometimes you can do like a lot of the guys when they have to cut weight for fights, well they'll do the garbage bag suit and go into the sauna and just work out in there.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
No, you're
Really
super
dehydrating your
Yeah,
brain and
yeah,
your body.
exactly,
It's
exactly,
terrible for you. Also, why do we have to cut weight? What are we doing?
I'm just saying that's what it's like
Oh, I
in
see.
those suits,
Yeah,
and why
they're
not?
terrible.
You know, I feel like you just had a different interpretation of them because I was like sweating through my armpits quite a bit. I was getting the heat
Dude,
out that way.
I had to like spread my legs to get the
you did.
heat out of there.
Yeah.
Because it was just like a trash compactor of hotness. Man.
In your humble bundle, you referred to it as.
Bundle.
IGN.com. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindoffunny, where you can get each and every episode early. How early? You could be watching live right now as we record it on patreon.com/kindoffunny, or you could get the MP3 or video version on Friday. That video version comes with the pre and post show. The live people get to watch as well. Shout out to the person in chat whose name I no longer recall, who said, we've been underselling the pre-show. They were laughing and having a great time. Happy you're here. I assume this is your first pre-show/live show. We're happy to have you.
Did someone in the chat get super high? Yeah,
Yes.
they did.
Was it Patreon producer DJ Kento? It
Yes, it was. Shout out to
Our Patreon producer.
That was too
Our
good.
Patreon producer. High as fuck. To the point that he did a dip out. At which we had to try to figure out what dip means.
I have a feeling he's still here.
I
He's
guarantee
definitely
he's
still
still here and he's seeing stars and all sorts of snuffleupaguses in his house.
You ever figure out what he does for a living? Does he sell drugs?
His name is DJ Kento. He's a DJ. If fucking DJ Grimecraft was in there, we know what he does.
Was DJ in Full House DJ?
No, but that was a made-up show and a made-up name. If you don't want to give us any money, no big deal. You can wait until the following Friday, 1 week after it posts on Patreon, and you can get it on youtube.com/kindafunny or MP3 services around the globe. No pre or post show on any of those, though. We have a big topic.
Big topic.
Before we get there, though, I'd like to do something that I haven't done. And it's one of those, nobody cares if it's dated because whatever, because it's us, you know what I mean? I didn't hear about anybody's Thanksgiving. We just came back from holidays and stuff. Tim, you hate Thanksgiving.
I told my Thanksgiving story in the pre-show. So people will want to go there.
So I don't get to hear it? Was it bad? Were you grumpy?
A 3-year-old insulted my hair.
Fair. You had that comment probably.
I did.
Wait, he was 3 years old?
Yeah.
Cutting his own hair. Fuck him, I hate him.
He cut his own hair at 3 years old? Did it look good or bad?
It looks like Andy.
Okay,
Take
so
that for what
bad,
it will.
bad.
No, it's dope. It's dope.
I'm kidding. Andy's got great hair. Not
awesome.
like he's got great hair. Not for like a man his age, but he's got great hair. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
It's like, what are you trying to do?
That
You're
was
not
great.
touring
It's
with
cool.
Fall Out Boy anymore. You know
Is
what
that
I
my
mean?
Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So are we not doing
Thank you.
Thanksgiving as a topic?
No, I guess not.
Like, what's he
apparently.
gonna do? Is he gonna walk around like one of those 50-year-old rockers where
Yeah.
like he keeps dyeing his hair black, even though clearly you're like you should be fucking white?
Have you not met him? Has he ever
Still
dyed
wearing the
his hair?
same shorts, like the pants.
The same shorts?
I was gonna say
Like
short,
the
short.
pants?
Well, he has short pants. You know, they always just right up in his.
Oh, like skater pants.
Yeah, they're so tight that they look like someone painted
All
them
right,
on.
let's move on to a real topic.
Tim, what's your topic?
My topic is first date questions. We were earlier before the show, we're like, hey, what's our topic? And we were like going around the room trying to figure it out. And I was like, what are good conversation starters? So I just Googled it. And the first thing was 160 first date questions. And I'm like, why the fuck not?
And so then you said that, and then Nick said, "Can we title this episode
160 First Dates with
And I
Drew
said
Barrymore and Adam Sandler.
and we put that in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Parentheses
Probably not
W
gonna do that.
/ Drew Barrymore ampersand Adam Sandler in parentheses brackets not really star maybe star.
69.
Yeah, I like
We get
that.
SEO. It's not
People
fucking
love it.
hard.
I will say that so many of these questions are horrible first date questions.
Yeah, let's go.
Like this is just, but this is it'll be fun for this show.
I think
Do
so.
you like
This
first
should be-
dates?
First dates are great.
I agree with this, man.
They're the easiest things in the world.
I agree with this, man.
You can't fuck up a first date unless you try to.
Also, there's a 50% possibility you're getting late. So
No.
15%.
What's the other, so it's either yes or no, and it's 50%.
you either get late or you don't. It's 50%.
Fuck, I guess actually that when you spell it out like that, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, man.
I think
Math.
the percentages of getting late are lower than that, though.
On a first date these days,
Yeah.
I'm sure dude, people just walk over to each other's houses begging. They don't know each other's names.
That's what you think is happening.
Although no, it's true because someone, I think my wife was like, I read an article about like this is the first generation of like people having sex that are having less sex than the generation before them. So people are having less sex these days.
That's not true. There's no way.
It's the article she read. It's all hearsay. I don't know.
I read on Reddit, an Ask Reddit question, what's the sluttiest thing you've done? There were a lot of good responses on there.
Yeah, it was really good.
That
Really?
sounds like a fucking good.
Well, I'd like to know that.
That's why I
That
like
would be
it.
a great question.
Here's the
Can
thing.
we
That's
look that
that's
up?
an example of a great thing. And it was a bunch of, it goes like you'd expect, right?
Yeah.
Guy having sex with, multiple people in a day, girl doing this thing, whatever. But then that's why you subscribe to the Ask Reddit anything. Yes. Then I had one the other day that popped up, right? And it was like, police officers, what's the stupidest thing, that criminals try to do to get, I'm like, oh, this is boring. I don't want America's dumbest criminals, you know what I mean? But this is the dice you roll. You never sure. You get a lot of good haunted ones, a lot in there. People talking about haunted and ghosts.
It's
and
not
stuff.
true. Ghosts aren't real.
Ghosts aren't real. Question number 1.
Do we believe that?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna skip the stupid ones because
Oh, thanks.
like,
Yeah,
what do you
just
do?
do the good ones. Yeah,
what
what's
do you
number
like
one?
to do in your free time?
Video games.
Nerd.
I like to blade through Netflix and curate my list.
Blade through.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say sleep.
That's what they used to call it.
Are you more of an indoors or outdoors person?
Definitely indoors.
Indoors, of course.
100%.
Yeah.
Who is the most fascinating person you've ever met?
Probably Kevin Smith.
Oh, finally. Kevin Smith?
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah,
really
Kevin
cool.
Smith.
And it's a good answer.
Fascinating is a good word, though.
Fascinating. Kevin's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
I will say this.
I can toss that out there. Yeah.
Because I think that if I were an alien species, I would want to study him as sort of an outlier of how humans should behave. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine answering that in a first date? Like, who's the most fascinating? Well, I've got a friend named Kevin.
Oh, my buddy Kevin. Yeah. Oh man, he is a fascinating human being.
Let me tell you about Kevin.
Let's talk about Kevin. What are you doing? What are you Googling?
Nothing.
Okay.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Most fascinating. This is a weird one, but I think I can stand by it. Fran Mirabella.
Oh, he is.
What a fascinating human being.
Again, another one of those. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's like.
Well, you can. I mean, we can go through multiple options. You
Oh
have to- you don't
yeah.
just
No,
pick and
but
choose.
what I meant was my assessment of Kevin was incorrect. What I meant to say probably was he's like an alien that's trying to be a human being.
Yeah.
And that's Fran
in a
in a
nutshell.
fucking nutshell. Where you look at him and he's like tries to eat the can, and you're like, no. They don't eat those cans here on planet Earth.
He's like,
that's only on planet Clocktar.
At some
where you're
point,
from.
he heard humans like spice, so that's why he eats the spiciest
So
things
he
alive.
just
And everybody's like, no,
loves
not
spice
that
all the time.
much.
It's too
That
hot.
makes you look more. That makes you look more conspicuous. You can't go to Wild Wings and order blazing just for hell. Just for the hell of it.
blazing, please, sir.
He already got a shout out on this show, but the first shout out I give would be Jared Petty. Jared Petty is one of the few human beings I know where you're like, hey, Jared, tell me a story about your favorite light switch. And you're like, oh, man, all right, well, I was in Kentucky.
In
and, you know what I mean? He's
1607,
like, yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, it's an interesting
light was
question. You know what I mean?
created.
He's got that.
People realized that the sun gave off light.
That's not how he sounds.
No, you hate Jared Petty.
I love Jared Petty.
Another man
He's
I would
just
throw out
fun to
there,
make fun of.
Austin Creed, Xavier Woods.
He's very fast.
Sure, he's got a PhD. He's got a whole life. He plays video games. He wrestles. He does all this crazy stuff.
I don't know if I'd give him fascinating. There's a
You
lot
think
of
he's
wor-
fascinating?
He is. But like, I feel like he's many other words more than that.
Crooked. He's the crooked commish for
He's
sure.
the crooked
You know what I mean?
commish.
Stop.
Yeah.
No, he's not crooked. He's the most honest and beautiful man I've ever met in my life. And he just gets it.
See,
Maybe he doesn't follow the letter of the law, but he follows what's right.
When I'm thinking of fascinating, I'm thinking of somebody I would sit down and just have a conversation with for hours.
Yeah.
And Troy Baker.
Troy Baker's
You gonna give me Troy
fascinating.
Baker?
Yeah.
Hey, I wear crazy socks, and here's my story about Jeff Goldblum. No, not fascinating.
I feel like Troy Baker, once you get past all the hats and the
Past all the hats.
all the
He doesn't have a lot of
hats and the
hats. He's got a lot of
scarves and the vests and the music.
Wait, if I can take a time out
Not
real
much
quick,
there.
you do bring up an interesting point.
Yeah.
I was about
I'm
to
kidding,
say
by the way. I love Troy
what I
Baker.
was about to say is the fact that one of the fun things about Troy is that you never know what he's going to look like when he comes through the door.
Always
right?
different.
Blonde hair, long hair, short hair, black
Dreads.
hair, and it's that thing of like I just realized that Troy Baker is indeed someone's custom avatar, someone's GTA Online character, and every night, every time they boot it up, they put him in something else.
He's
Different.
the guy I designed for myself when I'm playing a game, and then once the game goes off and I catch a reflection of my real self, makes me feel bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that why you don't play as many games? You don't want to see yourself
I
on the
want to hear his
television screen there at the
stupid
end?
voice in those fucking games.
What was the last book you really got into?
Jesus. God.
Ooh,
Do comics count?
sure, why not?
Why not? That's definitely what I would pull up on the first date. Again, the best thing about first date
No,
is
this went to 40%
who the
getting
fuck
laid.
cares? We have no skin in this
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
Here's all my
It's only
bullshit.
fun.
If you don't like it, if this is a turn off to you, check please. I'll see you later.
That is definitely not usually what people think of when they think of it.
That's
First
stupid.
dates are
That's
usually like, I'm
It
going to put
is,
my
though,
first
when you
foot
go on a lot of
forward.
first dates, nowadays, when you're in the world of Tinder and stuff, it is like, thank you, next.
It's like
I
the-
don't
it's
think
like
people go on first
the MTV
dates
show
with
Next.
Tinder, though.
It is.
Do you remember the MTV show
Do
Next?
people go on first dates? I guess they have to, right?
Yes.
Yes, they go on so many. They go on more
This
first dates
could
now
be-
than ever before.
Yeah, I guess that's
Multiple
true.
in the same night.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's rude to everybody involved.
No.
You roll the dice with one of them, and if it turns out
works
that was
out,
shitty,
You eat your pain.
You stay with it. If not, on to the next one.
Eat your pain.
eat your pin?
Eat your pain.
Oh,
I heard
okay.
panties.
I thought I heard panties,
That was
and
the
then I
thing,
heard pen.
See, back in the day, back in the olden times, you had to ask a girl, you had to actually approach a girl IRL, and then you had to ask for a phone number, and then you have to text her or call her, then you have to go out with her, and all that. It was like, let me put it in context that maybe Andy can understand. It's like Fortnite, right?
Why do you keep talking
Where you
about
wait,
Andy?
and then you wait in the lobby, and then you pick your place you're gonna drop, and then you drop, and then you plan, and then you get this thing, and you can finally find a good gun, and then boom, someone fucking kills you, and you're like, shit, I have to wait forever to get back to that good gun.
Yeah.
That's what first dates used to be like. And if it went south, and I've had first dates that went south within the first like 10 minutes. Like she walked in and saw me and was like, you're not the guy I remember when I was drunk, and I gave him my phone number. I was like, shit. And then you have to sit there and eat with this person and probably pay for them. And then you leave, and then you just go to a real restaurant that you wanted to go to begin with, like a taqueria, and then you just eat your pain
Well,
away.
that's why first dates,
Should
you
take them
don't
to taqueria?
do first date dinners. First date, coffee, drinks, max.
Drinks, yes. That's maybe where I fucked up.
Oysters.
But usually, so here's the deal.
No,
Usually,
no, not oysters.
Chili dog.
No, that's way too expensive.
also you might shit your pants. Usually, when I used to meet people, I would meet them in bars, and so we already kind of it'd always be weird.
You
like,
broke
well,
the
I know
ice
we already
somewhere
had drinks. We need to like drinks feel weird. Let's do something a little bit more. Let's spend some time together. You know, but I had some bad first dates. Oof.
Give me one.
I mean, I took a girl. I don't even know how I met her. I think I met her in a bar. And I got her phone number. I think it was one of those where she gave me the phone number to be nice and then went out with me to be nice. And then midway through was like, I'm done being nice. I don't want to be nice anymore. And we left the restaurant. I paid for dinner. It was it was weird. Neither of us wanted to be there, but we didn't want to like pull the trigger on it.
Sure.
And as we left, I was like, we could go get a drink. And she looked at me and she was like, do you really want to? And I'm like, no, I don't. And she's like, neither do I. Bye.
Yes,
Never saw her again.
See, that's a good though. That's a good way. You got out of it. Yeah.
Well, I learned to be a little bit
Some
more
people tell
upfront
that
with
story.
people.
Divorced 12 years later. You know what I mean?
2 kids. Hate their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many kids. Too many kids.
Too many.
What
kids.
amazing adventures have you been on?
Man, boy, let me tell you.
It's been we've had a lot of adventures.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing,
is,
right? Like, you know
our
what I
lives
mean?
are stupid to the point of just
Yeah. I'm jumping to that time I got the chops at IGN from the Motor City Machine Guns at TNA.
Yeah.
A wrestling event when the first time they ever chopped my chest.
That sounds like an adventure.
Yeah, I had their handprint on my
Yeah,
body
that's
forever
fun.
because they
You should've got it
broke
tattooed.
all the blood vessels in me. I don't know what happened to them, so I don't think that would have been a good investment. You know,
Well, I mean, but you would have been the first person.
maybe the
to have
time
it.
I got chopped by Hulk Hogan. You
That
know
was
what I
cool in the hallway.
mean? Yeah,
That was
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I'd probably just jump to. I've crowd surfed multiple times.
That is good. That is good.
Because that's a conversation starter.
That is good. That's actually a really good point. Yeah.
I
Well, I think the chopping would be pretty
It
good
would
too.
be good too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. If they understood what that meant.
Well, then if not, there's YouTube. I got the computer in my pocket. I can call Cool Greg.
It's not gonna work out.
Exactly. Another great point. If they don't even want to know what getting chopped's all about.
It's true. I would say probably the best adventure I've been on is taking a hot air balloon at dawn in Morocco.
That is good. Wow, and he said it like sexy too, and then he licked his lips sexy.
See, the problem though about
Exactly.
dropping that on a first date.
Oh man, tell me about that. You're like, well, I was there with my wife.
I mean, in this world, my wife and I have parted ways amicably.
Okay.
In my
Okay.
brain.
Sure.
Right.
But then
and she's living a
then
great
we-
life. And every once in a while, this is my fantasy. We part ways amicably. We still talk. And once in a while, we get together. We say, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
We put the cream in the coffee.
I do know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Put the cream in the coffee.
Now, if I can just take us on a little detour.
Let's stay on the road. Let's stay on the road.
All right, let's get back on the.
What
We're back on the
pets have
road.
you had?
What's that?
Pets?
What pets have you had?
Oh, all dogs.
I had a turtle.
I'm a dog guy.
That died in like 2 days. Named Leonardo.
How'd you
Did
kill
he
him?
die in 2 days? No.
yeah.
Turtles don't die that fast.
Yeah,
That's a great
I've
name.
told this story before on the show.
I forget.
It was
I vaguely
sick.
remember what happened.
It was sick.
Sick.
They gave us
Yeah.
a sick fucking turtle. Those fucking assholes.
They
And
have a
Sixth and Clement. My brother had a hamster that he named after Kevin's mom. It also died.
It took a lot longer than
It
2
infected
days.
the
That one
turtle.
took more than 2 days. Yeah. And
It died on.
my
actually-
mom had a bunch of birds, and I hated
Birds
those fucking
suck.
birds. They were
Birds
little stupid
suck.
birds, like
Parakeets?
finches.
Finches. I
One
dated a
murder
girl.
All the other ones.
And then one of them murdered the rest of them.
Oh, good. Because that's
how
what birds
birds
should do. They're like
function.
mini dinosaurs. I dated a girl in high school who, for whatever reason, it used to be that, like, up until this person, all moms loved me. And I don't understand it, but they just loved me.
Sure.
Until this one girl
Oh, I remember
whose
this story.
mom
Yeah, this woman hated you.
fucking hated me, but her dad loved me. So it kind of balanced out, but they had a bird. And every time I'd come in, I swear to God, like she designed this. She would be in like a swivel chair and swivel around and the bird would be on her shoulder. And it would stare, like, ah! And I'm like, ah! You know, and then eventually would just shit on her and she wouldn't break eye contact with me. And I'm like, you're terrifying. You're terrifying.
I had a lot of pets, and I'll run you through the menagerie here in a second. But like, yeah, I was usually the one who brought in these stupid pets. Like, what the hell? You know, God, why my parents let me do this? But they at some point, I think my mom brought it in, but they got a parrot, and I was like, this thing sucks. Like, you know what I mean? As somebody who like likes animals and worked at the pet land and all that jazz, I was like, this bird sucks. Just fucking screeching, shitting on people all the time. Yeah, they'd leave and I gotta fucking toss the blanket over it to get it shut up. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ,
Make it
this thing's
nighttime.
But yeah, mom would walk around on her shoulder all the time. Like, I'm not about this life.
You get-
Shit on her shoulder. Too?
Oh yeah, totally. They don't know. They're stupid.
They're dumb birds.
God, I hate
You think Portillo's done? Meet this thing.
Yeah.
It's always weird to me that people stray from the two obvious choices,
Cats and dogs.
which are cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Anytime
I'm
you
not
get
a-
out there and you get creative, it's a bad move. Don't do it. It's bad
fish,
luck.
sure, but then don't like talk to the fish. They don't know
Exactly.
What the fuck
If you're getting a fish, guess
No,
what?
bro.
You're just getting a piece of furniture, a piece of decor
That moves from one side of the tank to the other.
You've got to take care. And I'm not against that. That's fine.
If
Just
you don't
understand.
take care of it, that shit gets stinky.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you get the weird bacteria build up. It
the
gets
algae
fungus.
all
like
over the
that.
place.
No thanks.
So for me, you know, it was I had Gizmo the cat, I had Pokey the turtle. At some point, and now it'll get we're gonna get out of sync in the timeline. Everybody, stick with me. I'm sorry.
Sure.
At some point, we get Pokey 2, get him out of the Kankakee River in Illinois. Shout out to all my Illinois folks. We caught him, just a wild turtle. Probably wanted to be with his family. Snatched him out of the fucking river because I wanted.
He was
going to
live a great life. You put him in a box.
Meanwhile, Pokey, of course, a box turtle. All Pokey wanted to do, Pokey 1. All Pokey 1 wanted to do was just hibernate. Just desperate to sleep. You know what I mean? One time my parents took it out in the backyard. I think I've told the story.
Yeah.
And it broke underneath the chicken wire and we all panicked. And then my dad was finally like, wait. Or maybe my mom was like, wait. All it ever wants to do is sleep. It probably just where's the darkest area. And then we like looked over along the shadow of the house. It was just there against the wall sleeping. Because all I wanted to do is die.
I fucking feel it.
To be a fucking turtle that's going to live for decades,
Won't
like
you
just
let me
kill me.
I feel like
Die.
Pokey's my spirit animal.
I agree with that
That's all I
100%. Yeah. Eventually found dead in the water. Neck broken. I don't even know. It was all like,
She just threw it. It finally figured out how to climb into the roof so it could hurl itself off.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Turtles are one of those things where I'm like, I mean, I guess if you have, what are they called, terrariums?
Yeah.
If you have
Or-
if you have a giant tank for it, maybe
Sure.
you could be happy there. But like,
Yeah.
it's always so weird to me that people are like, I'm going to take this animal that's clearly supposed to be outside in the wild and just put
And
it
that
in
was the
this
thing. Is
box.
like, you know, Pokey again. Just, I mean, like, think about it. All I wants to do is sleep and be left alone, right? And like, here I am, where like, because you're supposed to. Not even that. Like, eventually, that's the whole thing. It's having most cage pets. I also had a guinea pig. I also had hamsters. I had rabbits. Like, I had all this fucking shit. And it's really is a great microcosm of a bad marriage. Because it starts off, you do want to spend all your time with them. Oh my God, let's
Yeah.
go out, let's do something.
Then they just
and
an
eventually it's like,
albatross.
just stay in your fucking cage.
Yeah.
All right, here's the agreement. We're gonna
Stay in your cage as if they were going out.
We're gonna keep you alive. You're gonna be miserable. As you become more and more miserable,
Yeah.
I'm gonna want to play with you less and less,
Yeah.
which is gonna make you more miserable
You are nailing
you will
marriage.
become a vicious animal
Yeah.
where I can't touch. I had a fucking hedgehog until I can't touch you. Until
What?
you can't be played
you
with.
can't domesticate hedgehogs.
Iggy was no. We had this. We couldn't. We argued for a long time on that one show about what I named that hedgehog. I don't remember. Yeah, whatever.
Didn't you call your mom?
Yeah, we did. She said Sonic, I think. And I
Yeah,
was like, I don't
think it
think
was
I would
Sonic.
be that cliche.
Yeah, you would. You were a Genesis kid.
Yes, but it seems so cliche.
What were you gonna fucking name him? Like Aristotle?
I named the fucking guinea pig Iggy after Iggy Wiggum on one episode of The Simpsons. I think I'd be a little bit more better than Sonic.
That's true.
Greg, you just got kicked in the head by a horse. Don't name this animal Sonic. All right, you know what I mean?
No, I do.
Calling the fucking mustard Sonic at that point is what
Damn.
I'm saying. But it's the thing is,
you
yeah,
get
you
kicked
put
in the
these
head by a
stupid.
horse? Is that what did it?
No.
Is that what did it?
Puked up a lot of cherry pie once.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
those are one for one. Yeah. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
What's amazing is I was like, did you get kicked in the head by a horse? And your closest analog to that is I puked up a lot of cherry pie once.
How much is a lot?
That's as close
Like the
as-
answer is yes.
Yeah, I was. But I lost half a decade.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Definitely night.
Night owl.
Definitely
Four.
night.
man,
You're a morning
sure.
person, Greg.
Just define it is what I say. You know what I mean?
Wait. You like the mornings.
I do.
You don't like to stay up late.
But I stay up late too. You know what I mean? And now, granted, I'm comparing myself to my wife who goes to bed at 9:30. I'll stay up to midnight every night playing
Yeah, I love
games or
that.
whatever, and then I'll wake up. But in the morning, when I wake up, that's when I'm sharp and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, night owl I think implies closer to like
Andy Cortez kind of hours.
You start going to bed when it starts getting light.
Yeah,
And that's
no,
the
no, I
extreme
don't see
side
that.
of it.
I
Well,
don't see
I
that.
define it as what would you rather do? Go out at night or go on a hike in the morning? You
Well,
know, like
that's-
do you want to
that's-
wake up in the
okay,
morning
let's
and
not
go
get
do fun
crazy here.
stuff?
Let's not
Or
get correct.
I
are
just
you a
like
person
to,
that
I love nothing more than not having an obligation. Getting up early, bumming around the house. I answer some emails. I play some games, and like I start to clean it. I do the dishes. It's like a Saturday. It's like a good Saturday. And you look at the clock, and it's like, man, I've done a lot. And it's 9:45. You know what I mean? Like it's when I hate waking up late, and then you look at the clock. It's already 1:30. Like fuck that. Saturday's a
I'm
waste.
just so the other way where I'm just like, oh, I get to you sleep in, you wake up at that sweet like 1 p.m. and then you're just like, I got the whole night ahead of me.
Oof, no,
I
yeah,
have
I know.
so many hours to do whatever I want. Gia goes to sleep, and I'm like, the night is mine. The night is mine.
When you wake up at 1,
What do you do?
on a Saturday? When you wake up at 1 on a Saturday, what time do you go to bed that night?
On Friday or Saturday?
Saturday night. So if you wake up at 1 o'clock
you wake
in the
up at 1.
afternoon on a Saturday, when do you then go to bed? How many hours are you up for?
3:34, maybe.
4? That seems so late.
It is.
It is late, yeah.
Like
get so
you're
much
you're
done, though.
essentially
It
seeing
feels
the
so
sun
good.
come up.
How many hours are you spending with Gia? Like,
1.
what's your window for her?
We're like
1 to 7.
completely attached from like average, I would say 6 to 11.
Oh, this is every weeknight.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 p.m. to 11
Yeah.
p.m.
Yeah. It used to be. Well, what's wrong with that?
No, it's just
Nothing.
Kevin coming in with a question as if he's like cross-examining you.
Yeah.
He's like taking notes,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
6
no, no,
p.m.
no,
to 11
it's-
p.m.
He
I
asks
would-
twice
Well,
just so the
I
jury
can't
hears
imagine
it.
her like.
I just wanted to be reflected on the record, Your Honor.
It used to be late.
Let it be
It used to
reflected
be
in the
closer
record.
to midnight. Now it might be closer to 10. I think 11 is like a safe middle
she's
ground,
doing the crazy
'cause now
Orange
she's
Theory
doing
stuff.
the super early workout shit.
Yeah.
Before then, she could stay up a little bit later. But this little girl, man, she just can't keep those eyes are just so.
I know,
heavy.
it's so cute, isn't it? When you
No,
go,
I
let's just
hate
put
it.
you to bed. Let's put you to bed.
I want to fucking take clothespins, and I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know how the logistics would work, but I want them to stay
You want to
open.
reverse clothespins.
abuse.
Yeah.
Instead of being down, they go out.
Yeah, exactly.
You just use scotch tape
Use the
or medical
backside.
tape.
Use the backside. Good call, Kev.
She does this
Jesus.
thing like she's always done this thing, but like now it's just more than ever.
That was a good episode of this fucking show.
Where she
Piece of
tries to
bologna
claim she's
cherry
not
pie
asleep,
ones.
but she is, and I know she is because she just keeps twitching. And I'm just like, she's like, I'm not asleep, and I'm like, you're twitching. Why would you be twitching if you're awake? And so it's the
no.
new like what just happened. I don't even need to ask what just happened. I'll just like look at her. She'll go, what? I'm like, you know what? You
Yeah.
fucking know
You
what?
fall asleep. Go to
You
bed.
twitchy
Go to
little
bed.
shit. Go to bed.
That's the thing. Like, I don't understand these couples that have to do everything with each other. I like having a lot of commonalities with my significant other, but at the same time, I'm like, if it's 8:30 and you want to go to bed,
Go to bed.
just fucking do it. Who gives a shit? Who cares if I fall asleep with you and I wake up with you? I'm spending 10 hours with you the next day either way. Who cares that they don't overlap exactly? You know?
Because my thing is, if we're committing to watching something, that's a commitment. It's a promise. How can I know that I can marry this woman, that I can commit to the rest of my life with her, if she
some
can't
good
commit
points, dude.
to a 22-minute episode of a show, let alone a hour and a half, 2-hour
You
movie?
are-
Because if I don't want to sit there watching something, get halfway through it,
And then, have to
and then she falls asleep, and I'm like, she's like, you can keep watching. I don't want to keep watching. I'm only watching because we're doing this together.
Yeah. Well, you're missing out.
That's a great
You
point.
That's
got to
a good point.
reframe it in your own brain. A, make sure you're always just watching stuff you want to watch. B,
right.
the next day when she says what happened, the next day when she says what happened, you lord it over her.
Yeah.
Like, I know something you don't, and knowing Gia and actually all of our significant others, that's going to piss them off. So you condition them to either stay up or don't start the movie to begin with.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
See, but then there's a problem there, Nick. And that problem is, then it is only watching the things that I want to watch. And that means that, like, it needs to be stuff that
She's not going to ruin.
that she's not going to ruin.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no overlap.
There's
here.
nothing worse than when you're the person you're with just does the thing where they go and it sucks all the fun out of what you're about to like. It takes whatever enjoyment you were going to have out of it and lessens it by about 30%.
So accurate.
It's
dude.
and then you can never get it back. By the way,
No.
you can never get it back.
It's gone.
You that needs like a year reset cycle before you can watch that thing again, and it's the worst.
So
It's
that's
the
why
worst.
stand-up comedy has been our respite. It's our place that we can go where neither of us are too into
Invested it.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's smart.
And it's just like every single one, we both have that. We have the tap out time, but
Yeah,
just like this
done,
one's not good.
dumb.
On to the next one.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so many stand-up specials for me. There's so many things. I just have such a narrow margin for bad content these days.
Dude.
You were talking earlier on the morning show about Netflix original movies, and I'm like, man, they are just. I don't think I've gotten through. Like, out of the majority that I've watched in the past year, maybe I got through 2 minutes, 3 minutes of them before I'm like,
agree.
this is just. I know where this is going to be. Total fucking waste of time. Bad
Yeah.
movie. Just bad.
Yeah, they have a really bad success rate with that shit. It's sad.
Hmm.
Hopefully one day.
What's the next question?
How many siblings do you have? One.
0.
What would be your dream job? I have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we do it right.
Yeah, pretty much.
What would
Okay,
you
hold
do?
on. Let's do it.
But
IG.
what would you do if you had enough money to not need a job?
No, I don't like that question. We'll do that fine. But for right now, kind of funny. We're closing up shop amicably. Everything's over. What do you do next? Where are you going next?
Me personally, I'd probably just do the same thing. I like what we do here. I love it.
Yeah, I know you. Okay. What I mean? What
Oh,
you're
you mean like
gonna start
someone's
your
like,
own
hey,
channel?
What's that?
You're gonna start your own. I think we have accomplished everything we ever wanted to accomplish with Kind of Funny. We're closing the door. We're all breaking up the band.
Sure.
You know, we're all gonna go do our own thing. You can go if you want to say you want to go start a YouTube review show for whatever.
So
that's
we're
fine.
the Eagles, circa like early '80s when they go. We've done all the things we want to do. Now Glenn Fry's gonna go off on his own.
I mean, I didn't watch that like 6-hour documentary you asked me to watch.
Glenn Fry and the other guy like, we're gonna go do our own cool '80s songs. That's gonna be pretty much
yes,
it.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
What are you gonna do?
What would I do? I mean, I would continue to do stand up. Obviously, I'd probably dedicate more time to that.
Okay.
And then just presumably depending on like.
Would you do that with the hopes of I'm gonna get my own special and be?
Yeah, I mean, I would do that with the hopes of actually making more of a go at it. I think because I've really enjoyed it. And then I would probably podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, because I really like podcasting. I like that aspect of our business. Okay. I don't know that I would sit and play I don't think I'd do anything with gaming though, so that would probably be to my detriment.
What would your podcast be about then?
Podcast would be specifically just about
Nick at Night. Not about Nick at Night. Would you call it Nick at
just
Night?
Whatever the hell I'm interested in.
Okay.
I mean, I like the idea of having. I like what people do when they bring on guests, so I probably try to bring on more guests. Okay. But I don't know. Who knows? I haven't thought too much past this because things are going pretty well.
And that's the thing.
Unless you guys know something I don't know.
We have our dream job. Everything's going
if
amazing.
Graduating past Kind of Funny, I would launch youtube.com/funny and youtube.com/funny
really funny
and just do what we're doing. It's working.
It is working.
I'm not stupid. Don't make sure it's not broken.
Yeah.
Well, you guys aren't having fun with the exercise or whatever. I'll tell you what I would do.
What'd you do?
What? Did I get a groan out of Kevin?
Well, I'm just like, what could it be? There's excitement in your voice. You're gonna say something insane.
No, this is actually a real thing. Again, Kind of Funny, my dream job, and no offense to you.
None taken.
I wouldn't want to I have not accomplished everything I wanted, right? I don't like saying you'd go podcast because I feel like we've accomplished everything. For me, we've struck that from the list. Whatever. If I would be done, Kind of Funny's done. I'm done doing YouTube stuff is what I'm thinking.
So if you had enough money to not need a job.
No, this is my job. What I would do in this thing of Kind of Funny closes up and I've accomplished everything I want to accomplish here, I would immediately DM Phil Spencer and ask how I could help the streaming stuff for Microsoft.
Oh, wow.
I have not found something in the video game industry I am this passionately fascinated about and believe in as much as what's going on with streaming right now. And I talked about there's this great when all that happened when Google's Project Stream happened and then Microsoft announced their initiative with the video. Jen was out of town on business in Montreal, so when she came back that night, we either cooked or went out for drinks, but we came back a little drunk, and we were at home talking, catching up or whatever. And I was like, oh, heavy, and she hadn't heard she had heard about it but not seen it, and I made her watch the Microsoft video. I read the Google press release, and then I plugged in my DualShock and had her I played Assassins in front of her right there. And it was that thing where I was like, I was evangelizing and talking about how crazy this and where it's going, or what it could possibly do, not where where it could possibly go. And when I was talking to her about it, I said like, if I was still at IGN. And I felt like it was a dead end, and I wasn't thinking about YouTube on my own. This is what I would do. I would want to be a part of this in some way.
That's so weird.
It's the first time, and I don't know what it would be. I don't know what.
That's the only thing that's weird about it. Is like you're just not into tech that way.
Oh, I know, but I mean that's the thing is, and that's what people always write in and like, oh man, have you ever thought about like going into games, or have you ever done? And like, no, I don't have a mind for that, and I don't have that either here. So I don't know if it would be my skills as a host of social media, whatever, you know what I mean? Like the face or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea.
Face of the cloud.
Face of the cloud.
Like cloud face. They'll call you cloud face.
Or like Kirby.
Oh,
you know
my
what I mean?
God, yeah.
But anyways.
How's that the face of the cloud?
Suck and blow.
Suck and blow. Yeah. But then it was that thing of, now we're months later, weeks later or whatever. And when I was in Chicago for Thanksgiving, went to brunch with my non-video game friends. Like they like games or whatever. Poe was there. Like they like video games, right? And we were catching up talking, and Poe made the mistake of stepping on this landmine, and for like 45 minutes I just talked his ear off and was ranting and raving about how this has the possibility to change everything we know.
Exciting fucking time.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You talked to me about that.
Yeah.
I think we were in Canada,
and we
Toronto.
Sat over
I did
breakfast. The exact same thing.
Huh? And I just sat back and listened.
It was the exact same situation where I took one bite of my eggs Benny then and with Poe. He's like, what about this thing? And I'm like, knife down. I'm not eating for 45.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything that much.
True.
No, I mean, for me, I just like this lifestyle. I like the lifestyle. That's all I like.
But again, I know I love this lifestyle. I'm not going anywhere. I would never leave this.
No, I know. I just feel like I just can't obviously fathom or imagine doing anything more different than this.
I agree.
Yeah, I guess like my
having
answer
a boss
like that,
and shit
I said it
sounds
before,
terrible.
but it would be like programming for Disneyland shows.
Oh, neat.
Like that type of thing.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that a
I'd
lot.
be fucking really into that.
You would fucking destroy that. I would love it so. You'd be the point where like they would just be like, Tim, we need you to be the head at Disney, and you're like, no,
The head of
I need to revamp Phantasmic.
Fantastic.
It has to happen. It's my opus.
Bring back Pinocchio.
I always thought you'd be good in an organization like that. Like if you worked as a producer in Disney, I feel like you could produce movies very easily.
Finnegan's always told me that. He's like, you'd be
You're
a
a great
good
producer.
actual producer because you're just enough of a fucking sneaky little bitch, and you actually know what you're talking about. Just the right balance.
What you have is you
Thank
have a passionate, strategic mind that I think would do very, very well if you when you work on projects that you care about, which is here, obviously. Look what we've done here. But I feel like you could apply that very, very easily to any property, and you would crush it.
And Disney would be ideal.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
You like
And
that
the fact is,
Big fan.
no matter what we do for the rest of our lives, Disney is going to just be the biggest thing ever. So we might all get our shot.
Yeah.
And we might work
Shoot
for
a
Disney
shot.
one
When they
day.
buy Kind of Funny.
When they buy us.
God, I
Oh,
wish.
Christ.
I wish.
Let's hold
God.
out for $1 billion and see what happens.
They would take a 2-second cursory glance at our content library and be like, oh, no.
Hard pass.
Like we had to fire James Gunn. We're definitely not
Yeah,
hiring
exactly.
Nick Scarpino.
So you're telling me on episode 4 they were like, why Americans don't wash their assholes?
yeah.
I don't
Or
know about
episode
that.
1, which is the Disney
yeah,
princess.
Disney-
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, that was fun. Very first topic.
What
Kicking off.
was the last show you binge watched? See, that's a good first date.
That's a
question.
That is a great
Great
one. That's a
first
really
date
good one.
question.
Yeah. Fuck.
Last show I
Billions
binge watched.
was the last show I just watched. We watched the whole the last season in like a day and a half. It's so fucking good. And now I'm binging Narcos.
So we're saying binge in the traditional I did in a weekend, or I watched this as fast as I could kind of thing. I know this is a loaded question. I'm sorry.
Same thing.
I would say Succession, that
Oh,
HBO
hell
show.
yeah.
I enjoyed it. It starts off where you're like, I hate all these people.
Yeah.
And then this is like episode 1. And then as it goes on, I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of nuances to these characters. Like this is actually really cool. And so by the end, it's like a real punch to the gut with what happens.
Do you have Showtime?
No.
Oh, unfortunate. Okay, because
do you
I've
like?
heard that everyone that I tell them I like Billions are like, oh, you'd like Succession. So I think the door.
Oh, I
swings
should
both
go watch
ways.
Billions?
I think Billions to me is arguably one of the best shows that's been on television in the last 10 years. I think it's fucking phenomenal, and it's crazy how they're able to craft the character dynamics to the point like every season where just shit is different and new and fucking crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really beautifully done.
And then in terms of but I spread that out over like probably a month and a half with Jen, where it was like, oh, we're eating, let's do it. The one like we actually did in a weekend was The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, I still gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Good.
People talk about that, and now people are up my ass about this Kurt Russell Christmas show.
Oh, Andrew Renee.
Yeah, but other people in the chat too were telling me I should watch it. I always kind of like, I think my process is this. Somebody I know tells me I should watch something, and I go, it's on my radar now. And then if 2 other people go, dude, without unprompted, you should watch this thing. I'm like,
Too many
now
people
I
like
get
it.
FOMO. Now I got to like
Yeah.
watch the thing, you know?
It
It did not work for Haunting on Hill House, though. Everyone told me to watch that fucking show. I was like, no,
should,
it had the opposite effect. Too many people told me to watch it. I was like,
Ah.
I don't want to.
That's the thing.
sweet spot.
If 2 more, yeah, it's like so. If one person radar,
Right.
2 more, I should do this. 2 more, I'm not going to
I'm
do
not
it.
going to do it because it's old news at that point. Now I'm looking for the next thing.
Yeah.
Haunting on Hill House. Can't watch that. It's Christmas time. Kurt Russell thing. Maybe I'll be ahead of that curve. Then I can share
You're
that with other
behind it
people.
now. Yeah, I mean, like, you know what I mean.
This is the problem. It's
Yeah.
a very tight margin.
That's why you finally watched Daddy's Home too, because the hubbub in the Oscar noms have died down.
It has
about
died down,
Yeah.
and now I can reintroduce that
Right.
back into everyone. And
How
by
was
the
John
way,
Lithgow in it?
fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That movie is everything I wanted it to be.
Sure.
It's so bad. But there are moments where I like, why am I laughing so hard at this stupid? So a lot of slapstick sight gags.
Sure.
A lot of
computer-generated
people
sight
getting
gags.
shocked and blown up and punted into walls. Fucking hilarious. Just the best time ever.
The last thing I think I binge watched where I watched the entire season front to back was the comedy lineup, which is the
Right.
15-minute sets that everyone did.
Those
They
are
weren't
good.
all good.
No.
Some of them though, and the reason I binge watched it all, like there was enough of them that I'm like, these are actually really fucking funny.
I don't even know what this is. What is this?
It's
The
just
stand-ups,
it's
I think is what it's called?
No, it's called the comedy lineup.
Okay.
The stand-ups is a different thing.
Different thing.
Yeah, this is it's 15-minute sets of comedians. So
Yeah.
it's like super in and out. You just get a taste of who they are.
It's
but
great.
it's like the right amount for comedy, and every episode's just that. And I think there's like 10 of them or something, and it's a good mix of good and bad. And so
It's the format that I wish, and it's not. It's unfortunate because you can't give a headliner like Joe Rogan 15 minutes. You got to give him an hour, right? His status and his sort of experience level dictates you give him an hour. But man, every time I watch these hour-long specials, I'm like, there's a solid
You could cut
15
some of this,
minutes
yeah.
that you could trim out of this. But then 45 minutes doesn't work. So what they're doing now is they're doing like 15-minute increments with multiple comics in the same kind of season of a show, which I think is way better because that's, spoilers, what you get when you actually go to a comedy club. You get comics generally in 15 minutes, except for the feature headlining act. They might get 20 or 30 or an hour, depending on what they want to do.
Gotcha.
But stand-up is one of those things that I've noticed that is really great for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And anything past that, you're like, oh, you got to be real fucking funny to keep me. But I'm also jaded because I've heard a lot of comedy in the last 2 years.
Among your friends, what are you best known for? Another good one. I'll give
It's
it
a great
to them.
one. This is a real good one. You want to go first?
I mean, what I would think wings. I would think being crazy. PlayStation trophies, video games. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I would put that all with like slashes between them.
Yeah, I feel like for me it'd be video games and entertainment.
Yeah, I'd probably be movies and just making really, really awkward sexual jokes at inappropriate times.
Sure.
Like
Kevin, what are you best
saying
known for?
appropriate things at inappropriate times, I think is what I'm best
Kevin,
known
what
for.
are you known for among your friends?
I don't know, man. Say something offensive.
Yeah, being a passive aggressive asshole. That's what it is.
That's it.
Kevin,
That's it.
if I had to say for Kevin, what he's known for among his friends is duping them into carrying heavy shit.
No, when's the last time I've actually done that?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Well, now you've got your brother because he's grown up now. He can lift shit, so we don't see it. You just abuse
No,
him.
I just haven't had. I just haven't had.
He's trying to make him a straight face.
He was trying to get out.
knows,
He's like, no, that's what happens. Hey, Spencer, come with me.
He fucking fucks with Spencer.
What are some obscure things that you are or were really into?
Are or were really into?
Fucking Pogs, man.
No, you weren't.
Loved Pogs.
Were you
Did you
really
really?
into
Oh
it?
yeah. I mean, I grew up in the time of Pogs, man.
Yeah.
I had
I
the
would say
giant.
it's obscure,
I had
then.
that giant plastic tube of. Well, nowadays it is. When's the last time you saw people fucking
Well,
throwing?
now, yeah,
throwing
okay.
Augs, as we called it. You know what I mean?
Did you really?
No.
We used to guys where Stephen Oggs got his name. I used to try. I was trying to get into drawing for a while.
Oh, you're really good at that though. You draw. You still doodle.
Kind of a little bit here and there, but I never really committed. It's one of the first times in my life that I realized I was like, oh, you got to put a lot of time into stuff if you want to get really good at it. Because I bought a book that was like drawing the human head. It's like it's Andrew Loomis. He's like this. It's a classic book. And I was like, this is gonna be easy. I got 3 pages into it. I was like, wait a minute, what? Had to keep going back. It's fucking hard. And I followed a bunch of people on YouTube that draw as well, like Stan Prokopenko and all these people. And I'm like, you guys.
Oh, so this is more current.
Oh, this is like 5 years ago.
Okay.
And then I just realized I was like, I'm not going to dedicate enough time to this to get
Sure.
good at it. So I just dropped it.
You draw your Batmans. They look great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I usually draw them pantsless. You just can't see because I only draw the head.
Sure.
I feel like I kind of fell backwards into this because now with what we do, it's not obscure or weird at all. But definitely it would have been wrestling, given the group of people and the time frame that I did. Like 2004 was like way later than most people, and that was because of my brother. And then underground hip hop music, which again I talk about a lot here, but like outside of this, it's not like my friends are super into it. And then video games.
Curran's not down with fucking the pumps.
He's not down with the pumps, no.
Okay.
The pumps.
The Lils.
And then just video game music. Like I was really into it.
Did you ever go to one of those like video game live shows?
Oh,
Music live.
I've been like
Yeah.
to probably 30 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're fun.
I love the shit.
Well, I remember Tommy Tallarico used to come into the office. And I'd be like, that's the guy that does video games live.
Right.
And I was like, what does that mean? He plays them live? No, music. I was like, oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now doing a television stuff, right?
Is he?
Or is
Yeah.
it Amica? No, a
lost
television.
him.
Vision.
I lost track with a lot of things that were floating around ancillary around IGN. Sure. Like people would be into them. That wasn't stuff that we'd cover on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what's going on with that. But you guys
Based
are kind
on
of
your
tied to
thing,
that.
how great would it have been if I said Pogs and it turned out I was still huge into Pogs?
That would have been interesting. What's the best thing that has happened to you this month? It's easy for me.
Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, Forbes, sure.
Forbes,
Sure,
30,
sure.
The
30,
Forbes,
pretty
30 for
fucking
30.
cool.
Computer stopped being broken. That was
Computer stopped being broken for Kev. That's
Kev.
great.
Well, the month's not over yet, Kev.
What is
Yeah,
that
probably
supposed to mean?
because it might break tomorrow. The thing breaks every other day.
No, but that's gone now.
Okay.
Best things happened to me this
Probably
month.
Thanksgiving, being able to, you know what, the best thing for me was this was the first time in a long time that I went to a Thanksgiving and it was just my immediate family. So it was just me, my wife, my brother, his wife, and then my parents. And we had a great meal together where we were all able to talk because we haven't done a holiday together with only like 6 people in a long time. And then afterward, we all took a break, got coffee, and then sat in the living room, which is the room that no one ever sits in. Like everyone's got that, like they live in Southern California, so they actually have space and like
15
different rooms.
Yeah.
And we sat and we drank coffee and we just talked to each other. And I was like, wow, this is a rarity of actually getting to connect with people when there's nothing, there's no Dinner's coming in right now. Let's get. Oh, we got to get there. We got to all this stuff. We were just, the night was over. Dishes were done. We were just having a cup of coffee and a piece of cheesecake and talking. And then the next day, we packed all the food into the car, drove over to my brother's house, and did it again.
Oh, nice.
And that was really cool. So we unpacked it all, just heated up all the turkey and stuffing and all that stuff. Sat down again at his table this time, and then afterward, I was like, "Are we gonna do the thing again?" And we went to his living room, which I'd never sat in before, and just for 3 hours. And normally my mom's like gets antsy. She's like, "Okay, it's time to go," but 10 o'clock rolled around. We were still talking, and I was like,
"That's awesome."
I hate to be the person who has an early morning flight tomorrow, but we gotta go. And my mom looked at her watch. She was like, "Holy shit, it's 10 o'clock." And then it dawned on her that she should have gotten tired like 2 hours prior, but it was just really stimulating conversation. And we were arguing and having fun and talking politics and talking social issues and all that stuff. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. A million good things. You know what I mean?
It's been a good month.
Got Beat Saber.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Assassin's
What a
Creed got
game.
that patch where I can change the look of my armor, so I still have the poison set. I'm all over the place.
Hell yeah.
Last night I was in there tinkering, putting out because you can change colors on stuff now too.
Jesus.
That's about
wow.
it. I was really into it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Thanksgiving, like at Thanksgiving, my cousin's husband introduced to me that you can have your turkey and then your traditional sides of with fucking mashed potatoes and stuff, and also a side of Italian sausage.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Clearly,
I'm
you've
all
never
with
been
that.
to my mom's house for Thanksgiving.
I've never been invited.
You're invited next year because she made enough food for about 14 people. Get to my mom's house, and she was like, "Can you text your brother and see what time he's coming over?" I was like, "Sure." Why? She goes, "Because I have to know when to put the manicotti in."
Yeah, manicotti.
She made 2 trays of manicotti, which are like, I don't know if you've ever had those, but they're basically
They're
like
awesome.
They're like crepes that you put ricotta cheese in and then roll them up like a kind of like
It's a
like
tube
an
noodle.
enchilada kind of
Tube noodle with cheese
big
in it.
thing stuff.
Fuck, I'm in.
And I was like, you made manicotti on top of the turkey, the stuffing, the scalloped potatoes, the green bean casserole, and like the 10 other sides that you make. And she's like, yeah. Like, who do you think you're fucking with? And I was like, you're right. I'm sorry.
Who do you think you're fucking with?
Dude,
Is that
I
when you
just
went to
forgot.
see
And
your little
meatballs,
cousin?
like meatballs. I was like,
Oh
oh
my
my God, I'm gonna
God.
fucking die. Like, it's to the point where like, I just can't eat that much anymore. Or like I've kind of trained my brain to like the cutoff point of you're about to throw up comes a lot earlier now than it used to. Like back in the day, I used to just keep eating until I go to bed, and then I'd be so uncomfortable, and then I'd wake up the next day so full, but I'd just eat more because I'd be like, I gotta cram all this good food in. Now I'm like, I gotta be a little bit more, measured.
Yeah.
And so like I didn't even
The
eat one
cherry
of the
pie
manicotti.
line, I know.
Oh my God. But like, I mean, when I was like 260, I would be like, I'm going, and this is 3 days straight of eating.
Sure.
We're gonna set a new personal record. But now I'm just like, I just can't do this to myself anymore.
Do you, and I don't know, I can't speak for you. I want your answer. So both of you, I'm looking at you both. I'm trying to look at you both. It's not going
Go
well.
both ways.
Like, do you remember the last time you actually went for like seconds at Thanksgiving?
Oh,
man.
Every time.
Yeah.
For like seconds?
Yeah.
Like,
to get up and get
every
more
time.
and do all that stuff?
Oh, yeah, the shit's right there. That plate's going on until
I can't remember last time I did it.
I
Because
did-
like I
did
do
this
the
time.
one giant plate of food
Sure.
and then put it down, and then I remember being a kid though, and being like, it was like a thing, and it still is for so many people of like stretch your pants, whatever, and I get it, but I'm just like, I hate that feeling. It'd be
I can't eat that
disgusting.
much. Like I never have been able to.
Yeah.
But at Thanksgiving this year, I had to because it's like I was with Gia's family. They all put like 2 little tiny things on their plate and then go to sit down. I'm just like, I don't want to look like a total fat ass, so I can't like just stuff this thing. They're all gonna get up and pretend to get seconds, so I
Yeah.
can do that and like slide in a bit more naturally.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
Sure.
had to do that.
We have
Otherwise,
no-
it would have just been one giant plate.
we have no shame about that in my family.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Dude,
No
if I was
shame
there and they had the
whatsoever.
manicotti or the meatballs, I'd be like, I wouldn't even touch the turkey.
You would have you guys would have loved this. The food was so good. And it was one of those things where like, I've learned now that like when the manicotti came out, I was like, I'm not gonna I love my mom's manicotti. It's very good. I very rarely get it, but I'm here for the turkey, the stuffing, the potatoes, and the other stuff. Like, I want meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
So I passed up on the manicotti. I was like, I don't want a meatball. Don't want any of that shit. My mom's like, do you want salad? I'm like, I don't want a fucking salad.
For this manicotti, homemade from scratch? Like she's not making a noodle from scratch, is she?
I don't know. Good question. I think she does. I think she actually makes like the batter and then like
And
puts
runs it through
as-
the machine? Or not
No.
the machine, the cranky thing?
No, I think she makes it more like a crepe. So like,
So is it not a noodle?
I don't know. That's a great
Get
question.
Elaine on the phone.
No, I'm not gonna call my mom.
I got a lot of questions
My
about
mom
this
does not
manicotti.
want to answer these questions right now. No, they look more like a savory crepe when my mom makes them.
Okay.
So it's less of a noodle and more like a crepe basically that you stuffed with ricotta and put like meat sauce on top of.
Okay.
So she might be calling them the wrong thing, or I might be referring to them as the wrong thing.
I mean, well, keep in mind, my manicotti is based on pizza places in Chicago versus, and then like Olive Garden and stuff like that.
It's always weird because I grew
Kevin,
up.
give me a Google search of manicotti.
I grew up with a certain terminology for Italian food that I've come to realize is not the common terminology. Yes, like we used to do like a mustaccioli. They would always say
this is manicotti to me.
Yeah, so it'd be more like that one right there. So see how that's more of a crepe consistency, kind of noodly, but
interesting.
Yeah, maybe it is a noodle that she makes.
Click on visit the site here. I want to know more about what we're doing. I just want to know, is this not a noodle? Because I know it is noodle.
No, it looks like it. Maybe my mom uses a noodle. But
manicotti shells. So yeah, it's noodle. It's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So.
It all checks out.
So maybe she might buy them then and then do them.
What the fuck was that pop-up ad from Mr. Food? Manicotti shells. All right,
manicotti shell. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong, because that's a shell. It's just Kevin, go back to the Google image search, please. And then scroll up. Yeah, like see that I know him more as just like that's more of what I'm used to.
Yeah, that's not what yours looks like.
That's the stuff you buy in the store.
Right.
Stuff you dream of.
Yeah, this looks amazing. Man.
Yeah.
Kraft. God bless him.
I had a great Thanksgiving, but I had a lot of arguing with people this Thanksgiving.
What about?
I was with Paula's family, and someone was like, I don't know why we do turkey. And I was like, guys, you're eating the wrong part of the turkey. Eat just the turkey legs. It's the best part, and it's delicious.
Fuck the
Turkey
legs.
meat
They
is
like
so
the dark
good.
meat.
I like turkey.
Turkey can just dry out too easy, and so many people have been burned.
Why?
For
So you
years,
gotta do
people
it right.
ate bad turkey.
Remember the year that you came over at my family's Thanksgiving?
You cooked it upside down. It was delicious.
Amazing.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Nowadays, in a 2018 landscape, I think it's more rare to find a dry bird. And then maybe I'm just eating with the right kind of people.
Yeah,
and I'm eating.
I think that's the case.
I think, and God bless them. You know what I mean? But I feel like usually, I remember, not my mom, I remember maybe white meat being dry. No, I don't think my mom, but like other Thanksgivings you went to or stuff like that. But not anymore.
My thing is, I embraced the dark meat.
Sure, dark meat's great.
Do it now, though.
Oh, sure.
Like, because everyone thinks, the turkey's too dry, and that's because you're eating the light meat. The
I
dark
agree
meat
with you.
Is where the fat is.
I agree with that too. But I'm telling you that I feel like at some point we turned a corner, at least in the Miller, Kennedy, whatever household, of like, we were getting white meat that wasn't dry. It was juicy and delicious.
Well, I mean, I think purposely our parents were smart. They were like,
it.
if we make the turkey slightly dry, we can just put more gravy on top of it.
Also
and that's where you go.
Gravy is great.
The gravy is gravy.
Dope.
GRAV.
What would your perfect morning be like?
I got it. I do this every Saturday and Sunday, so I know.
I don't do this every Saturday and Sunday, but I just want to wake up, chill there for a second. Mm-hmm. I want someone to bring me a LaCroix. I want a morning LaCroix.
What?
You know what I mean? I don't want it to be Gia, though. I want it to be someone else. For this.
So like a small manservant?
No, just
like a
just
butler?
someone.
Like
Just
a butler in a white coat brings
I just
you
want it to
little-
happen. I just want it to be there for me.
If you live with Cool Greg, would it be cool if it was Cool Greg?
It would be cool if it was Cool Greg.
All right, just
it would
make
be
sure.
very cool.
Like if
Just
Cool Greg
make
just
sure.
came to your bed, sat down on the edge of the bed, and just handed you one, and then just chilled there.
Talk about music for a minute.
I would
man.
want no talking yet. That comes later. I want a nice 10 minutes of scrolling. 10 minutes of the gram, 10 minutes of just seeing what's going on Reset Era and what the fuck's popping off on the internet.
Shout out to you today for commenting on Reset Era for the first time.
Didn't realize it was the first time.
That is insane.
embarrassing.
If anybody from Reset Era is watching right now, he popped up in the thread about the showcase today. And Tim checks Reset Era more than any human being I've
in
ever
the fucking
met.
world, and it was my first
And
post.
it's crazy
I'm a
you've
lurker.
never. Oh, that's fine.
I'm a
I get it.
lurker.
Yeah.
That's what I do. It's
Every morning
embarrassing.
you pop in here. I've been here for an hour and a half. You pop in, you're like, yo, we see these 3 threads. I'm like, no, I haven't.
That's all I do. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Scary,
of that.
isn't it?
I want a sweet little beej. You know what I mean? And
Oh, a
again,
little BJ?
This is ideal morning.
Little beeger?
What?
And then
We're talking about a blowjob.
yes.
Okay, just make sure I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Hey, you want a little, a little fucking suck start your morning?
Yeah,
Oh,
a little
Jesus
sex start. Rev that thing up. And
hell.
then I want to get in the shower. You know
Sure.
what I mean? I want to clean. I want to be in the shower for a good 30 minutes.
Get all that,
Wow.
get all that
30,
slobber
fuck
off
it,
you.
35.
Wow.
35, Greg.
What
Let's
are you
go.
fucking doing in this?
Stand
Enjoying
in the
it,
hot
relishing
water.
it, dude. I just love it.
I
I love
hate-
Clean
it.
out everything.
All
Yeah.
over my fucking face.
See, for me, showering falls very much into the haircut category.
No,
Of I
dude.
fucking hate wasting this time. God, I hate wasting this time.
There's nothing I like more besides sleep than showering. I love showering.
Even the beach.
Yeah. Beach comes second,
Wow.
third to the whatever the order is to the shower. Then after that, leisurely time to get to wherever we need to
leisurely
go.
time, okay.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
leisure.
Then we can start talking.
Yeah.
That's when I'll start saying stuff. I got to warm up the
Wow, the
throaty
beach came
flow.
with no one talking to each
no
other.
words,
Wow.
not
verbal
a single,
no-
yeah, that's
no
the thing.
verbal.
no verbal, not yet,
No verbal.
not yet. We want to wait. We want to
Just
wait
oral.
because once we start talking, we're not going to stop. You've seen me and Gia. It's
Yeah.
fucking chatter,
True.
chatter, chatter,
That's
chatter,
true. That's
chatter.
true.
We rev each other up. after the suck start.
Yeah, suck started off. Are you reciprocating
Jesus
in this
fucking
fantasy,
Christ.
or is it just
I'm down to do it.
selfishness?
Well,
and then
this is my perfect
I
perfect
understand.
morning. That
So in your
can
perfect
come
morning,
after
you don't
the
have
shower.
to.
They'll
You
come
don't
after
want
the
to see
shower.
anyone
You know
smile.
what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
You don't want to see anyone smile.
I don't need you to fucking smile. You're here to make me smile.
gracious
The mornings that I like a lot, I do sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays when I get an opportunity to, which is the night prior. I make a giant pot of coffee with a little sprig of cinnamon in the grinds before the water goes through. Hint of cinnamon in the coffee.
You set a
put-
timer here?
No, I don't set a timer. I make it the night before, pour it into a glass pitcher, put it in the fridge.
Gotcha.
Okay. If I remember to do that, Saturday morning is coming off with a bang. Okay. Because I wake up around 9:30ish, probably. You know, the missus has been up for a while, but she's let me sleep because she realized how hard I work and we're a team together and we let each other
Oh,
do
so you
those
lied
things.
to her.
100%. She maybe comes in to wake me up, but usually I wake up on my own. At that point, she's already watched, you know, whatever shows she wanted to watch or Meet the Press or whatever. So she's already informed for the day.
Sure.
I make myself a leisurely breakfast of usually eggs with maybe some meat left over from the night before.
Sure, I love
Pour
that.
myself a
Love
giant iced coffee.
Yeah.
Sit down and I watch a car restoration show for 40 minutes. Now, usually, right around the time I realize that these shows are super boring, my wife already starts putting the bug on my ear of what we're going to do that day. Hey, got to get the car washed. She knows I love the car wash. Oh, she knows I love it. Nothing better than watching someone else get my car spick and span, you know? And then we go out and we just run some errands in a nice clean car.
Yeah.
We're in by 4 p.m. And then she's like, see you later, whatever you want to do, bye. And that's it. That's my Saturday.
And your
Oh, she's
perfect morning turned into a perfect day.
Well, she's,
Hey,
I
man,
mean,
they're one and the
nothing's getting
same.
in
They're
your
one and
way.
the same.
I like to get a
time.
lot done on Saturdays. I like to start off right, get enough sleep so I'm not a cranky asshole. So if I can sleep until 8, like 9:30 or 10ish, then I get that good sleep where I'm ready to attack the day. We go, we shop, do anything we need to do, get it done by 4, and then I'm ready to go out at night. And she's like, I'm done. We're done. My wife likes to be in before the sun. She's like a reverse vampire. She likes to be in before the sun goes down.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like to.
BJs are cool too and all that stuff. It's just
Yeah.
I'm married.
I mean,
It's not gonna happen. There's a lot of work on my side too. I gotta pay attention.
Gotcha.
I don't want to do that.
wake up like 8:39 Saturday here. Probably like 8:30. And I like to have a lot of time. I like to have the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just imagine Nick trying to focus while getting a blowjob. It's just horrifying.
I just feel bad. I'm like, we don't need to be doing this. You know?
We've been around the block.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I respect how much more work it takes for her to do that to me versus the opposite way.
Sure.
Like, let me just do that.
That's because you got that vibrating tongue.
Oh, I got a great tongue.
Show me a little tongue action. There it is. Oh my God, look at that.
Ew.
Jesus. Don't ew, Kevin. It's natural.
Ew,
It's not.
It's natural.
It's
Kevin.
really not.
You ever seen a lizard's
it's not
tongue?
focus.
It's natural.
8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
You wake up.
Yeah.
Jen's there. Portillo's there.
Yeah.
We cuddle a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe something more.
Snuggle.
We're checking the phones. We're
What do you
doing
do with
we're
Portillo
doing
when
the
that
screen
happens?
time.
You just throw him off the bed?
Oh, our bed's huge. Let me tell you, I stayed with lovely people. My parents, of course, when I came back. Mom
Yeah.
and dad.
Hate it.
Fucking buy real beds, people. You know what I mean? I thought we're in a queen. Maybe we're in a king. We're not a California king. Don't lie. Maybe I think we're a king. Maybe that bed. It's like 4 states put together. If you want to get busy in Portillo's there, it's literally you just push him to one side.
Yeah.
And he's just like, chill, I'm here now. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is over there. He doesn't have to worry about anything. He's doing. You do some phone time. Then we get up. Then we take Portillo. Go down the block here, get a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? Sit in the coffee shop, talk. Everybody comes over, wants to pet Portillo. Jen and I catch up.
They love.
Exactly. We get up. Then it's a choice of it's a choose your own adventure Saturday for a perfect Saturday. Either we already have the stuff at home. We go home and I cook some amazing omelets.
Oh,
you know
so
what
you're
I mean?
not eating at the coffee shop. You're not getting like a Danish or a
Well,
pastry.
maybe a croissant to pick
Little
at while we
croissant.
talk or something. You know what I mean?
Croissant.
Then either I go home and I cook, I do some stuff there, or go to one of the cafes in the area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eat a nice breakfast there.
That's nice.
Get a hash brown sandwich or something.
That's nice.
Then either way, back home, back on the couch, another cup of coffee. Jen's tapped out at this point. I still want the coffee like nobody's business. I get into more coffee, and this is usually, if it's, again, perfect Saturday, I'm playing games immediately. She's playing something next to me. She's working on a computer. You know what I mean? We do that for a while. Eventually, she does the, I got to get out of here. I want to get out of the house. I'm like, cool. Go to the park. I bring some comics. She brings a book. We read there in the park for a while on the grass. Porty again with us. And I'm just doing perfect Saturday. Come back, park the dog, go back out. Now, if this is lunchtime, ride our bikes down to the ocean. We like to do that. Go eat at that fish place, that fish taco place we took you to. You know what I mean?
Boy, you stay home for
Drink
this,
a
or
few.
is he coming?
Yeah. No, I leave him.
You don't strap him to the back of the bike?
I've done it. No, I strap him to my chest. That bag I have him in, he's ridden in the chest before.
Of course.
Come back, go to the grocery store, get some food for the night, come back again, come back to the house all the way, play some games, eventually cook, watch a movie, maybe play some games, go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice Saturday.
That's a really nice Saturday.
It's a real
right
nice
there. You know what
Saturday.
I'm
How
talking
often does that get to happen just like that?
about? Oh man,
Because
if we're
me-
not traveling,
Yeah.
every weekend.
That's
If
nice.
if we're traveling as we always are, never.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This Saturday, let's go shoot the fucking Kind of Funny Game Showcase stuff.
Oh god.
I forgot we have to do that.
It's gonna be fun.
What are you always game for?
Wings?
I'm gonna say
I like that a lot, Greg.
going out to eat
Sure.
as an answer.
It's not true at all.
And that's the thing. Like I knew I had to give a fucking thing it's like, unless Kevin's involved.
Fuck you, Tim.
Kevin?
It's not even just me. You're
Yeah,
a
it
piece
is.
of shit.
I'm always down for a snack run.
Ooh.
Every once in a while, we'll be watching something, and I'll pause it like, do you want to get snacks? And she'll be like, yeah, let's get some snacks. And we all have our snack that we like. Like she likes Oreos, I like Goldfish crackers. And I'll just run to the liquor store, come back, snack.
That's
great.
it. Another
Exciting.
answer I'll have, going back to something I was saying earlier, is watching stand-up comedy. I feel like that no matter what mood I'm in, that's always an easy.
Interesting. I have to
easy
be in like a
thing to
very
put up.
specific mood to watch stand up.
I've been burned out in stand-up comedy for a long time now.
There's so much good shit on Netflix, man.
I hear you, man, but that's probably one of the reasons I'm burned out too. Is just people keep putting more and more shit up there. You know what I mean?
Good shit.
I would say wings, and I would also, with rare exception, beer. You want to go to? Let's go to a not like let's get wasted, let's get loaded, but let's go to a brewery and try some IPAs, try the new pills. You know what I mean?
Try that pills.
Try that pills.
I had a pills at that. What do you call it? Mickle down in
The
LA.
sausage place.
Yeah, exactly.
McKellar.
McKellar, thank you.
Is
oh
that
my
a
God.
chain? Oh, we
It's
had
not
this
a
conversation.
chain. It's a restaurant group.
Got it.
I think.
We
had-
went recently. And
We
it
went
was-
to Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Went down there. We went to Birdie's, which is an amazing chicken place right by the convention center. We're eating wings and
Yep.
hanging out there the whole time. And then we went there, and I'm usually the IPA guy, but I needed something lighter that day, and I've been more on that kick lately. And I had a pills, and I was like, this is another level of pills.
What's your favorite app on your phone? Mine is Apollo, which is my Reddit client.
Oh, tell me about it. Why is it better than
love
just
it.
the Reddit client? Because I use
just
the Reddit
love it.
client.
I just love the way that it loads GIFs specifically is like super clean and like it's fast. It works. It doesn't crash.
Sure.
I feel like with Alien Blue, I think the original one was.
Yeah, that's old as hell.
Yeah,
right now.
and the Reddit app itself is fine. I use Reddit to look at a lot of like
Porn.
not safe for work stuff.
Sure.
So like the Reddit app gets in the way of that a lot. Yeah. So and the options it gives you to, especially like when I'm looking at like the Kind of Funny subreddit to like look for new responses, the way that it like orders the threads
Okay.
is how I want it to be. The Reddit app doesn't do it. It's just kind of like
I'd love to look
it
at this
orders
later.
it by new, but it doesn't do it by new post. It does it by new thread.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I think I know
The
what you mean.
beginning
Yeah,
of
yeah,
a
yeah.
tree, flow tree.
Yeah. You're right.
True
Flow
flow.
chart. Response thread. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I would say Instagram, I guess. That's the only place I check Instagram.
Yeah.
And I do love Instagram, even though I'm not verified. It doesn't make any sense.
I saw a Facebook post yesterday in our Facebook group of someone saying that they realized that they could cut cable because Instagram replaced their TV. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's the world we live in now. I mean,
How
like,
does that work?
I mean, just the amount of time.
Well, IGTV is such a huge success, mainly due to my unboxing.
I think it's just more the amount of time spent looking at Instagram and like
Sure.
It's wild.
interacting with it.
If not that, Ghostbusters World.
Let's see.
Kevin, what's your favorite app?
I think the app that I'm most active with is probably Reddit is Fun, which is my Reddit client. Like, yeah, Reddit is Fun is what it's called.
Okay.
It looks prettier, and then you can change what the settings are. So it like, if there's images, it can show it bigger. It just lets me tweak it the way I like.
Okay.
If you could give everyone just one piece of advice, what would it be?
Relax.
Yeah, my version of that would just
Chill
be
out.
cool.
Yeah, be
just
cool,
be cool,
right? Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and you know what that means. If you have to ask, what does it mean? It's whatever the first thing in your head is.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
any situation could be better if you just be cool. Just
Yeah,
be cool.
exactly.
What's the
exactly.
question?
Don't be a dick.
What's the one piece of advice you would give someone? Give everyone.
Ooh.
Always wear sunscreen. Remember that song? But it wasn't a song. It was just a guy giving a graduation speech. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
World.
What's? No, it was just like, it was just the speech, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. One piece of advice I would give is just never stop. That's it.
Don't stop getting an L.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah, I love it.
Always just keep going.
What country do you never want to visit? Most of them.
Most of them.
I don't have an answer for that. There's no country that I wouldn't want to go to. I don't think. I mean, there are countries right now that aren't desirable to go to because they're war zones. But
America?
well, now I live here. I don't have a choice in that matter.
You guys, America's great. Don't act like it isn't.
I love this country, America. I don't know. I mean,
I don't have a specific like do not fly list. It's just I'm kind of with Tim. I'm just like, I don't know. If I'm gonna go to, it would be easier to say where I want to go, right, than where I don't want to go. But again, as somebody who couldn't identify most of South America, not really fucking jonesing to go to anywhere in South America.
Oh, I'd love to go to Brazil.
Brazil, remember? Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. Do you prefer to work in a team or alone?
Oh, this is the question, of course, that lost me the job at GameStop.
Alone, you're a lone wolf. I know you.
I
You're
fucked it
fucking
up. That
rogue.
was not what he wanted to hear.
Really?
I assume. I mean, who knows? But yeah, when I was 16, obviously my only goal was to work at EB Electronics Boutique at the time in the Stratford Square Mall. Shout out to that mall. And when I applied every summer or whatever. So maybe it wasn't when I was right at 16. Whatever. I eventually got a call back and flipped out. We had like the caller ID and it popped up. EB. I was like, oh my god, I have a fucking answer. I'm like, okay. So I went to the interview and I walked in and there was. Let me tell you, this guy was an adult. Probably like 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
he's 4 years older than
took
you.
me outside and we sat in the sofas in the mall in front of the EB. And I'm like flipping on him in a collared shirt or whatever, like a moron. And he's asking me all these questions. And then he got to the question. I'm pretty sure, lost me the job. And it was, all right. So you know that Star Wars Episode 1 is going to be coming up pretty soon. There's a game, a couple games based on our stuff. If I wanted you to, do the window here at the EB and you look over, it's a small EB, small window displays, right? Do the window display. Would you want to do it alone or would you want to work with a teammate? And I was like, oh, do it by myself. I'd get in there and I was like, oh no. Afterwards, I was like, damn, like rat in the car driving, like, oh no, he wanted to hear teamwork. Give me the people. We work together well, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to lone wolf it.
Yeah.
And then,
do you still feel that way now?
What?
My answer's team 100%.
Oh no, are you fucking kidding me? To do a window at EB?
Well,
no, I'm fucking want to be
want someone.
The window I'm with
I'm
you.
like,
The
I'm doing
window
shit by
I'm with
myself.
you.
I don't need fucking Freds.
that
I'm
is
gonna
fair.
fucking put up the stupid trade in this thing for 20% off.
Take a
Not
step
hard.
back from the Star Wars Episode 1 window display to the question of do you prefer to work in a team or alone? I prefer to work in a team.
I have to have a team environment. Yeah, I can't thrive alone. I have to
Yeah, I
have
mean,
people around me
teams
that
get a
push
bad
me.
rap because you immediately jump to team projects in school, which were always garbage,
Suck.
right?
Yeah,
Or somebody
suck.
doesn't do anything, everything. But then you look at us, like
You're like,
we're
we
this
fucking-
is the
it
yeah,
works.
right? Like we all
Crushing
life. Fill each other's holes and we all make each other better. And
We are
sweaty.
the hot man putty that goes on each other's holes.
God, you find the worst words always.
or the best,
How
depending on how it is.
techie are you?
buddy? Let me touch your manholes.
That's the fucking
Ew,
holes.
not that one.
How techie are we?
Yeah.
Oh,
Very.
I would say average techie.
I would say the most. Especially if I'm on a first date,
Yeah.
talking to someone that more likely than not is not techie, I'm like the biggest nerd in the fucking world. I mean, when I first was with Gia, it was just like, she's like, you're from another planet with how much you give a fuck about
tech.
everything.
See, I would say, I think I'm above average, but I mean, it's like so specific, right? Of like, I'm really into fucking PlayStation stuff.
It's one of those things. If someone
I
said,
like that my phone can take cooler pictures, like, but my computer's something.
if someone
I
said
don't
to
have
me,
the fucking watch.
"This is the last iPhone they'll ever make, but it's the last one you'll ever need," I'd be like, "Cool, thank God, don't
Thank
have to worry
God.
about that. Don't ever have to deal with going in and getting a new iPhone again. Not that it's that big of a chore, but cool."
I mean, it is. I mean, like, that's the thing is, I need to get in there I want to get Jen on the iPhone upgrade program, but she uses my old phone, so I think we have to go in there and get another. And it's just like, I don't want to buy the big iPad. I'm like, I'll get in there when I get in there.
Yeah, I just don't care.
There's no time. There's no time for haircuts.
Same with-
There's no time for showers. There's no time to go to the Apple
See,
Store.
you're weird with the haircut thing. I love haircuts.
I hate it.
I hate haircuts.
I just like someone pampering me.
I've done the thing recently too, where I'm like, oh man, it's so long. What if I just use the razor I use on my fucking beard? Just is like done.
It's not gonna work.
Just
out
shave
well.
it.
Eh, not like to the bone or anything, but if I
That
like,
would not
give
look
myself-
good.
Don't
I just
do
waited it out.
it.
No, I understand the vision you have for yourself. You're not going to be able to achieve that.
Well, no,
with
I mean,
a,
I would just end up looking like Max Payne or Jared Petty, and either one, I don't think the.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah,
got
no,
gray
okay.
hair. Don't do that.
I love my
actually,
hair.
I actually really want to shave my head again. I've been cutting my hair like shorter and shorter, and I remember how much
You trying to
easier
psych yourself
it
up
is.
to it?
No, not just that, but I just want to shave it, and my wife's like, no, you can't do it.
Bruce
I'm like, but the problem is that it's the damn for hims. It's holding on.
Yeah.
It's keeping what I got left. If
Yeah.
it was just slowly deteriorating, I'd be like, I put a
time to
day on the
go.
calendar, be like, this is go time.
You know what, Nick? That's a great point. Let's check in with our sponsors. This episode of the Game Over Greggy Show is brought to you by Hims and, of course, Robinhood. You hear us talk about Hims all the time because Andy Cortez and Nick Scarpino are using it. Of course, forhims.com is a one-stop shop for men, sexual wellness, hair loss treatment, so much more. Andy and Nick are using it because they noticed their hairlines receding. They took photos of their hairlines, sent them off to the doctors over at forhims.com. They sent back their recommendations, asked some questions, and the guys got generic, well-known equivalents to name brands at a fraction of the cost. Of course, forhims.com helps you skip the waiting room. No more awkward in-person visits. Do it on your schedule. It is great. Don't believe me? Try it yourself. The solution is forhims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness, and more for men. Order now. My listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last. See website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/Greggy. That's forhims.com/Greggy. Forhims.com/Greggy. Up next, it's Robinhood. What's Robinhood, you may ask? It is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs. I got corrected. Options and cryptos, all commission free. They strive to make financial services work for everyone, not just the wealthy. One, Kevin Coelho, has been using it. You like it, Kev?
I do indeed.
What do you like about it?
First of all, it's really easy to use.
Yeah.
You can tell it's made by people that understand how apps work.
Sure,
so
that's
cool.
helpful.
Yeah. Also, my favorite thing about it is transferring money from my account.
Yeah.
It was a really easy verification process.
Oh, nice.
Where you log in your bank, transfer in I think it was $1.
Sure.
Just to verify.
Oh, yeah.
And then once that's done, you can transfer as much as you want.
Okay.
So normally with other services, it takes up to a week before it's all verified.
Okay,
so it was
that's
really
great.
Cool. Yeah.
Robinhood as an app offers you a whole bunch of perks. It's no commission fees. It's easy to use, and you learn by doing. Learn how to invest and build your portfolio. Right now, Robinhood is giving listeners a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at Greggy.Robinhood.com. That's Greggy.Robinhood.com.
Has Matt ever grown a beard?
No, I keep telling him to, but all of his hair is like gray. It's all white. And so he says when he grows a beard, he looks like Father Christmas. But I'm like, that'd be fucking
That'd be
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
He
Oh
could
my
grow a beard
God.
too. And I'm like, dude, just grow a fucking beard.
That's
Let's go.
terrifying.
I just think he
I'm
won't
into
do it.
it.
He just won't do it. My brother doesn't like, and this may be a little too personal,
Here we
but
go.
I'm going to say it anyway.
We're in a safe spot.
He doesn't like hair.
Oh, that's right.
He,
All right.
He has this
a cue
thing
ball.
he does where he waxes everything from the neck down. He doesn't like any body hair, and it is fucking weird because he's not a small man and he's not a particularly toned bodily wise man. So it's weird. And I actually talked to his wife about it when we were at Thanksgiving, and I was like, "Are you okay with this?" And she goes, "No, I'm not okay with this. He should grow out. He should have hair on his body, but he doesn't do it."
What's expensive but totally worth it? I would say most things that I own that are expensive, I would say are totally worth it.
iPhone?
My phone, my watch, my TV, my car,
No, my car's not.
my computer, all this stuff. Like, I feel like if you care about something and want it, invest in the right one. Don't just get the cheap version.
100%.
Like, you would
That's a great point.
totally enjoy the thing. But also, don't buy all the expensive things. Buy the expensive things you need and are going to use in your life every day.
I vet things very thoroughly before I buy them. Like, I won't buy stuff. If I want something, I'll wait like 2-3 years before I get it, depending on if it's how expensive one thing I want. But I want that because I want to make sure that I'm going to get the longest enjoyment out of that thing humanly possible. I feel like willy-nilly, you buy the cheap thing, and it breaks or it doesn't work right, and you fall out of love with it, or you just don't give a shit about it anymore. And I've told you guys before, I'd say it again. I don't keep anything in my house or in my personal possession that I don't absolutely love or absolutely need. That's my methodology.
It's good methodology.
Solid.
What about you?
I already said it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Do the stuff you need.
Don't shave your head.
I'm not going to shave my head. It would be
Shit.
too close to having cancer again. I want to do it.
Okay.
It would be giving up the high ground, and I won't do that, Anakin.
No, I got the high ground.
If you live to 100, would you rather keep the body or the mind of yourself at 30 until you were 100?
Oh, the mind.
Mind, yeah.
I don't give a shit about the body.
yeah.
I've never had a good body anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, but
right,
I mean,
me
like,
too.
it's a double-edged sword. It's one of these horror. It's a genie wish, right? Don't fuck with me. Like, it's one of those things. I have the body of a 30-year-old, but like, I get Alzheimer's, right? And I regress.
Yeah,
like, I have
that's
dementia.
what I would think.
No, thank you.
I mean, you're eventually going to slip mentally anyway. How many 94-year-olds
If I can have
you
the
know that are
mind,
sharp as
sure,
a
then I
tack?
just get arthritis. I can't move or whatever. I can still sit there and
Still play video
enjoy
games,
things.
ish.
Right? No, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, maybe. We'll see where they're at in 100 years.
I'll
you know what
take
I mean?
the mind. Yeah.
Well, here's one up for you. If they could Johnny mnemonic you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have a little USB drive in the back and give you information
Save
and shit.
stuff
Would
in
you do
my-
that?
Would I? No.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
I will never. I don't see myself adopting any sort of like implant ever. I
What
just
about
feel
if it was like
that's
that? Remember that Johnny
fucked
Depp
up.
movie where he died, but his AI, like his consciousness,
Transcendence?
yeah,
I didn't watch it.
it wasn't good, but
No.
he was like
I heard it
fucking
was
there,
terrible.
man, and he had a wife.
I mean, I might do that, but at that point, just to fuck with people, because I'm
Sure.
like, now I'm forever.
Sure.
Now y'all have to put it with me forever. But it's not gonna be
Think
me.
about that. If you could somehow, if you did that, and then you were the only person who ever figured it out, and then you kind of invaded systems, and you were like everybody's Clippy.
I'm Skynet.
You're like Clippy. Well, okay, sure.
Oh,
Skynet,
Clippy, the
too.
fucking the Microsoft
you
thing.
just pop up when people are doing
Ah,
shit.
Everyone hates that thing.
I know,
I
but
wanna
it'd
be
be
that
like,
guy.
but if you were like all like people didn't even know you, like all of a sudden you were just everybody's thing, and everybody's
Hey.
like, what the fuck is this? And it's like you're in history books, man.
I'm just there.
Of like, hey, this guy uploaded his personality.
And now,
And now
and the
it's
best he
covering
could think to do with it was to give people helpful hints on their operating system.
No.
I'm saying you could pop him anywhere, but that's just like how it would be.
I would do it only to haunt Kevin. I would just
sure.
be. I would be the thing that always makes the computer reset.
Whenever he's
itself.
like, hey, Google to his watch or whatever, and it was just your face. He's like, get out of here, Nick.
It's just this. Me doing the tongue thing to him. He would hate it.
All modesty aside, what are you better
what I-
at than 90% of people? It doesn't have to be useful or serious. Amplitude.
Sure.
And I know that for a fact because it's rated.
That's a good
I'm in
one.
the
That's a
top
really, really good one. That's a really, really good one.
Then 90% of people. Mm-hmm. Well, that's hard. I don't think I'm better than. I don't think I
Of
have
the
anything.
world, right?
The world.
No,
All right.
no, that's
Bullshit
not
and
bad.
hosting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You're great.
You know what I mean? Like we
definitely.
could all podcast and do this forever. You know, that's what I always talk about.
Yeah.
People could bust in the door, throw a camera at me, and I'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't think I'm on.
Yeah, he's on it. I would
You
say
are.
you are top.
You're top 99.
I don't know how-
Like,
I would
you're top
get-
99%.
Yeah, I would say
Or top 1%,
top
whatever the
1%.
best is. Yeah.
Greg's a
For
1%.
As
sure.
long as Carboni's beneath me, I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He'll beat it 2. I'll give him 2.
Carboni is.
Carboni's great at reading a fucking cue card.
Oh, he's great at fucking selling out to Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at my lightsaber. Oh, General Grievous.
I'm gonna
so
hang out
funny.
with J.J. Abrams. I'm gonna hang out with Kathleen Kennedy. They're gonna know me
That's
by
a siren
name. It's
over
pretty
here.
fucking cool. Yeah, what an asshole.
Fucking Carboni.
I think all three of us could say that we're better at being jealous of Anthony Carboni.
Sure, fair,
Definitely.
fair. Oh, yeah, totally.
I think I would honestly say the only thing that I'm legitimately better at is making sexual innuendos than 90% of the world.
It's true. It's
I
true.
can
He's
say
really
the
good
right.
at-
I have an ability, I think, to say the wrong thing at the right time that gets a giggle from people.
That's the right way to put it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Oh, and what I would do is I would put out there Nick Scarpino, as I'm sure every audio listener and video watcher understands, and people who've met him. I would definitely put you in my life, and so it's hard to extrapolate 10% or 90% of the population.
Sure.
You are among the most charming people I've ever
thank you.
been around.
Yeah, sure.
Where literally,
Lovely
if
of
you
you.
remember when we were flying back from Toronto, the fucking thing didn't print my other stupid baggage tag. So the guy put us in the wrong line on purpose. He was trying to help us out. Got there. The guy freaked out. I had to go back to this long line, but cut off the long line. I got there, and there was a woman. There was 3 people here working the baggage tags and all that stuff, and then one woman who I don't know what the fuck she was doing, supervising, but mainly sitting off to the side in front of the desks, pissed off to all hell.
Yeah, she was mad.
Being rude, calling people out, being a dick, yada yada yada, and like yelling even at the people who were working on the bags. And so eventually, I was there waiting, and you asked me, or I asked you something. You responded with a joke. And she cracked. And then you honed in on it, and like you just walked up. You had no idea this woman was totally raging. You honed on it, and like you walked over there. You were there. And I was like, this woman is expecting it to end with Nick giving her the phone number. You know what I mean? Not that you were flirting. You're just that charming that I think when you turn it on to talk to somebody, you break through all their walls and defenses, and you're just like, on the
Having
inside.
said that, Nick would win biggest flirt if we had yearbook
That's fair.
competitions.
That's fair. Actually, did I? No, I didn't win that in high school. I was like, did I win that in high school? No, I didn't. I used to like to flirt. 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 I used to like to flirt.
Let's do one more,
Still do.
and then head over to that post show.
No, stop.
What's the most amount of people you had to present something in front of? Dude, that's an interesting one for us. What is the most? Was it Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh.
What else would we have presented?
I don't know.
Theoretically,
Let's Play Live, maybe?
Chicago, yeah.
No, not Chicago, but
Well,
the
no,
Dolby
I mean,
Theater. Let's Play Live LA.
Sure, but I mean that wasn't broadcast
That's
to
not like
also
presenting
hundreds of
either.
thousands
It's
of people
supposed to be
across the
That
world.
is true. That is
You
true.
could make an argument, maybe an E3 thing, but even that I don't think. I hosted that PSX thing and presented there, right? But
Yeah.
like that didn't. I think Final Fantasy had more people in the room, and I think it
I
definitely.
feel like
got
in the
more people
room
world.
is more important.
Yeah.
Because they gotta be like,
Who cares? No one could be watching for all you know.
Yeah.
You know, because
We
feed
didn't
could have gone down.
We didn't present it. Let's Play. We just came out like.
We did a human pyramid and tried not to slip on the fucking lube
Yeah.
that Lawrence had put all over the place to get himself in and out of the GIMP costume. What is our life?
Yeah.
What do you got, Nick?
Probably one of the just Kind of Funny Live 3. I think whichever one was the biggest. That's probably the most people I've had to like go out there and talk to.
Yeah.
I can't think of it. I don't think I've done a bigger room than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Over Greggy Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get the show live and every Friday get the brand new episode as an MP3 or the video. That there video contains the pre and post show. Yes, we're about to do a post show. If you don't want to give us any bucks, no big deal. The next Friday, 1 week later, it'll post on youtube.com/kindafunny and podcast services around the globe. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
Touch him.
He didn't. Thanks for watching the Game Over Greggy Show, everybody. Click on Tim to subscribe to our channel. Click on Nick to watch a playlist of Game Over Greggy Show episodes. Click on my tum tum to find whatever you want to find in life. Is it a worm? There's a worm in me.
Ew.